Hi. So I'm giving this a try. This is like stalled a couple times recently. So you're just getting what you're getting. So this little video is called Reality for a couple reasons. One, my summer is coming to a close very quickly, and I will be back to the reality of my job and what my new life is going to look like when I'm working. It's also it's going to be a little raw today. I just spent a couple days working on school mental health stuff. Was at a conference sponsored by a group called Please Pass the Love. And they are reminding us that self-care is not selfish. Flawed person here. And I will sit with you in the dark on top of a handful of other things. This is my newest favorite one, though. Love your mind. I love that. Anyway, it's just being in that room and thinking about that kind of stuff. So let me tell you where my brain is. So that's in one part. One of the speakers at the conference was a guy by the name of Kevin Hines. He survived jumping off the Golden Gate Bridge and has lived to tell about it. And so his story has been made into a movie called The Ripple Effect. Good watching if you ever feel like it. And then because I had all of this in my head and I just saw a clip of her, there's a comedian by the name of Hannah Gadsby. And she popped up on the Colbert Show recently. And I just watched that clip, and so I wanted to watch her Netflix special, which is really, really good. So if you haven't seen that. But so there are the three parts. We've got thinking about kids' mental health. You've got a survivor from jumping off the Golden Gate Bridge. And then Hannah Gadsby, who is a comedian and I wrote some things down when I was listening to it just because I wanted to share it with you because it parallels where I am and that kind of stuff. So I'm in a spot right now where I'm kind of in limbo. I am very proud of all the progress that I've made, but I'm in this spot where it could go either way. And that frustrates me because I want to believe that my mind is strong enough. And Kevin Hines says your mind is so powerful, and it is. It can make the difference between whether you live or die, or you have the resilience to come back from any adversity. And I don't want to think that my life to date has been an adversity. It's not. That was one of the other things I was talking about with somebody else. I have always kind of felt empowered as a person. My size never was really a part of that. So I don't want to feel like that part of my life was a victim and this is my new me because I felt like I had to do. That's not what this is about. But I do think we all have, and that was one of the other things, I do think we all have a story to tell. Speak your truth. So this is me speaking my truth. And I want everybody to know that through the highs and lows of all of this, that it's reality. That me being able to tell my story to you is my reality now. And I appreciate it so much. My reality is just whining to Ray because he brought home some chips and salsa, and the salsa was really good, and he had some leftover chips, and we have some leftover cheese dip in the fridge, and I was going to have some chips and cheese. But then I looked at my watch, and I said, it's after 9, and 9 is one of my nevers. Don't eat after 9. That's a never. I don't know if I've showed you this before. So never carbonated beverages, never eating, always weight restricted. I can have any of those. And then my conditionals. If we're going to celebrate, I get to celebrate. And that's how that's going to be. So my never was, I can't eat after 9 o'clock. And I was like, but that's my reality. And if I am going to make this change right, and if I'm going to make my life healthier, then that is my reality. And I don't like it all the time. I don't. I wish that it didn't matter if I stopped through the Four Queens drive-through or not. Four Queens is like Dairy Queen, by the way, people who don't live in the Cedar Valley. There are so many things that I wish. I wish I didn't have to worry about the food that I put in my mouth. I wish that I didn't have to worry about raising two kids that I don't always understand. I wish my house was paid off. And there's all sorts of those. But today we're talking about reality and living and breathing in that reality. And I don't think we have to let that drag us down all the time. My reality feels low right now because I'm still figuring it out, and it's going to change again, and I'm going to have to figure that out too. But I think the thing that I'm most grateful for is I have people all along my path in lots of capacities that are helping me along that way. And I think that's probably the biggest part. I asked Kevin Hines, the Golden Gate Bridge guy, if there's anything not to say to someone who you think is suicidal, or who you think is really low, or that you need to kind of make sure that they're going to be okay. And he said there was two things. Don't belittle them or shame them. Like your life is too good. You shouldn't have to be worrying about this, because that's not what it's about. And don't pity them. I feel so sorry for you. That gives a level of shame as well. And Brené's big work on shame and all of that stuff, we all get to a place where we just, I don't know. We let the fear of our reputation, and we let the fear of what other people think take over what we know is right and good for ourselves. And it's time that we push that aside. And instead of shaming and blaming, we start lifting each other up and taking care of each other. I'm trying to think of what Hannah said, that we need to move beyond defensiveness. And sensitivity. She talked about sensitive. Why shouldn't I be sensitive? You're being oversensitive. Why shouldn't I be sensitive? Isn't that part of what makes us all human? I'm getting off topic. Anyway, reality. So I'm still working on my reality. I'm still trying to accept my reality. I hope, the one thing that I hope that Hannah said tonight that I really hope I am bringing to the table is you learn from the part of the story that you focus on. So I could focus on being a sad little girl and being picked on and teased. I could focus on laughing at myself and being self-deprecating to make fun of myself before somebody else made fun of me. But I'm choosing to focus on all of the things that are going to make me better. And I'm choosing to focus on being a better person for me and for my kids and for my husband and for my colleagues. And I want to be, I hope, I want to be that glow. I want to be that light in the world. So I will sit with you in the dark, because I have a feeling that we'll both be there together someday. And I want you to know that I'll be there for you. And I am so glad that you're there for me. So reality, here we go. We're on this, people. Sláinte. Love you all.